Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another TRC podcast where everybody gets coughing and hacking and yakking.
Let's get this party started, gentlemen.
Time. All right, wonderful. I can see on Anthony Fisher's face that he is put off by that. And to my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, Dane, how's it going?
And, of course, I'm Dane Hennard. So welcome to the program. We have got lots of good stuff for you. I'm noticing our camera is heavily tilted right now. I don't know what is going on there. We can probably address that.
Oh, wait, no, I go this
in due
way.
time.
You guys follow down.
Right, yeah. Okay, so we'll work on that. But in the meantime, housekeeping. What's going on this week at TRC?
There's a sale going on.
Oh, he did it again.
No, we have a sale going on, our St. Patrick's Day sale. You guys can get on the website, pick up a lot of great products. Not only is the a new limited edition sticker that's actually bigger.
It's sparkly and it's huge.
And it's sparkly, which is even more badass. So you can pick that up. We've got the new swag. So we've got the long sleeve gray shirt. We've also got Shamrock Shine. Anthony, do you want to talk about that?
Bam. Yeah, so Levi, Shamrock Shine was produced from hand-picked four-leaf clovers.
Wow.
Now, I understand a shamrock is technically a three-leaf clover, but that's what makes Shamrock Shine so special, right?
Very nice.
Hand-picked four-leaf clovers filled with luck. I mean, the thing is, I've met some pretty unlucky people in my life, right? Levi, you're pretty unlucky yourself.
Sometimes.
Right?
Sometimes.
Very much so sometimes.
Yeah.
So this is something that I would hand you.
Oh, okay.
And what would happen,
my luck.
your life would transform.
You didn't tell me this.
Whether you go and buy a lotto ticket, whether, let's just say, you're walking down the sidewalk and you go, oh my God, is that a $100 bill on the ground? Unclaimed, right? Bam,
man.
that's your money.
How amazing
right?
would that be?
Something like that, right? Whether it's
Get me out of a couple jams.
Yeah, get you into a couple jams potentially as
Maybe,
well, right?
maybe.
A couple good jams,
Yeah,
right? And by jams, I'm talking about jelly jams, right?
Ooh.
Next thing you know, you might be swimming in some
delicious.
type of like lucky jelly jam idea when you jump into the jam industry, and before you know it, you're rich.
Wow.
So what I'm just trying to say is that Shamrock Shine is filled with luck. It does have a scent. It has a unique scent to it.
It's also infused with rainbows.
It's also infused with rainbows. People probably are curious about the scent, so I'll spill the beans here. Maybe I'll spill the potatoes. I'll spill the corned beef and
Spill the gold
cabbage.
doubloons.
So the scent on this is I believe it's like a mint, but it's like
the mint that we got when we were in Switzerland.
Yeah.
That Dane had to go get out of the Eugenio's flower box.
Different brand, but yes, that is.
But it was a mint.
Well,
He did
it
get
wasn't
a mint.
brand. It was literally, he told me, hey, can you go out in the yard and grab some mint? Yes, off the plant, the actual
that's what I'm saying. It's
plant.
that mint.
Bring it in. We'll crush it up and put it into a delicious cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's what happened.
This really is called a mint cocktail, is what it is. But it's fresh, right?
Yeah.
You spray it. It's quite fragrant. You do feel like you are maybe at a day spa, like a very lucky day spa, ran by a bunch of little leprechauns. And so, anyway, it is paint gloss, though, in terms of the...
Thinking the leprechaun day spa ran by leprechauns.
It was the visual was a bit much.
It's all right. So, but I mean, it is paint gloss, so it is the original formula of paint gloss. It's just with a unique color. It's got a unique scent to it. And so PNS was able to procure this for us through their process of four-leaf clover blending and whatnot. Anyway, so that's one big thing. So the sale is going on up till Friday night. So we've already technically sold out of one of the mystery kits that we have on the website.
I have a note about that pack that I was given specifically to tell.
Okay.
It involves this. So apparently we had a shockingly special case where you're looking at all the numbers, right, on the different packages that are available, but they're all mysteries, right? You don't know what's in there. Turns out one of them might have been a little more mysterious and special than the others, and there was a pretty limited quantity of, turns out, pack number 5 this time around, and each one of those, even though people didn't explicitly order it, they're also getting one of these in there. As a bonus thing. So it's like
more
a little
luck.
treat.
Remember we talked about
some extra luck they didn't know they had.
Yeah.
They are now being treated to a little bit of that Shamrock Shine. So if you manage to get your hands on a pack 5, it sounds like this might be in there too.
Oh,
Just
very
saying.
nice. Very
Just
nice.
saying. I had a little birdie tell me.
Are we for
so.
sure about that? I just don't want to get a bunch of angry customers. Dave.
Well, I don't want to make them angry either, but if you have any issues with it, please direct all of your anger towards Josh Brodel in the customer service department. Who's the one who told me.
No, we don't do that. Yeah.
I'm only taking the word
did a
of
good job.
the man. So I trust him, though. So I think he's right.
So anyway, but yeah, there was 5 mystery bags total that were created. And I would say that all of them are pretty lucky. There's a good couple in there that like I think you'll open up and be like, hot damn. You'll do
good stuff.
You'll
Lots
do
of
a
good
jig.
stuff. Yeah.
You'll do a little Irish
bit of a dig. Yeah.
and you'll be like, wow, I was not expecting to get maybe one of these or one of these, and I think that you'll be pretty stoked. So definitely one of our favorite types of sales. We love doing the mystery bags. We don't like to overdo it because it's like it's special. You want it to be special, and I know that there's a lot of companies out there that constantly do the mystery things, and it's less mysterious when it's all the time, right?
Yeah.
And so
Part of the mystery is not knowing when it's going to happen.
we only do this a
Exactly.
couple times a year, St. Patty's Day being one of them, and then always we'll do a Halloween one because, I mean, it's Halloween, right?
Yep.
Trick or treat, right?
Sure.
What is it?
Halloween is really the best one.
Yeah. So, but I'm really excited about this. Again, Shamrock Shine smells great, works awesome, and again, it's something that's limited by PNS that doesn't usually get done too often.
No, and Nate, our very own Next Day Nate, designed that entire label.
He did.
Yeah.
Just like the sticker.
He
So
did.
if you're a Next Day Nate enthusiast,
Came out super
you want to
dope.
pick up some of his wares, only pick up the shirt, pick up the sticker, pick up the Shamrock shirt.
Yeah. Because the last time that
Fan of
PNS
graphic design.
Last time PNS did a limited run of a chemical was Blue Bead Maker.
Blue Bead Maker. People
And
still talk about that.
People didn't know what they were missing till it was
They're
gone.
like, ooh,
Yeah.
tastes good, smells good.
Summer
That
drink,
taste.
man.
Yeah.
Summer drink scented by yours truly as a
Yeah.
combination of things that maybe should not have gone together, but it turned into a summery
worked.
drink.
Yeah, it was
Somehow.
delicious.
So, anyways, so Shamrock Shine, we do have the new long sleeve. I don't want to say it's limited because it could come back, but we do have it. So maybe I will say it's limited, but absolutely 100% the stickers are limited. And like Levi said, they are bigger, they are shinier. It's when we saw the stickers for the first time, we go, hot damn, that's double the size of what they normally
Yeah,
It's
are.
a more
That's a big
expensive
boy.
sticker.
Yeah, that's a more
Double the cost, too.
and they were like, yeah, it's pretty good size. And so that would look killer on a cup.
Yep.
If you have yourself a spray bottle, it'd look awesome on that. Your refrigerator, your toolbox, whatever you like to throw stickers
70s vintage things, I think, will benefit from that in particular.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Like
an old
if-
toolbox or something from that time
on.
period.
What about a panel van? Or
a panel van that looks sick? Slap that over the gas cap, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of,
So-
my dad is building a panel truck.
Is he? Is he? That would be pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
36 Chevy panel truck. That's what he's
very
working on
cool.
right now.
Very nice. So anyways, let the luck of the Irish be with you this week.
Absolutely.
As far as other housekeeping things, we are quite literally 2 weeks away.
2 weeks.
About
What?
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3
technically
weeks.
3 weeks.
It's
So I'll say 3 weeks.
Super tight.
There's
we got
some
so
weekends in
much that we
between.
got to do.
14
Like,
working days until TRCMA, the Rad Company Media Access event, which is going to be, hopefully, the best one yet. What do you think, Levi?
I can't wait. I am so excited. We got so many great companies coming.
For real.
We got so many great dinners planned.
God. Just breathe for a second.
I'm just so excited. I
Yeah,
can't even
I
get
know.
this out.
We have
Back
everybody
to TR
from
SEMA 2023.
the Rag Company, obviously, PNS Products, Color Lock, Yellow Tools, Rupus, Detailer's Helper, Buff Bright, RoadFS Solution Finish, Optimum Polymer Technologies, Buff and Shine, Diamond Protect, Starnaglass Lake Country, G-Technic, LC Power Tools, G-Technic Marine, IK Sprayers, The Rap Institute, Koshemi, Viper Chair, Detail Wise, Veloci, MTM Hydro, Auto Wash, Detailers Business Academy, and Flex, and who knows, there may be even more. It's a smorgasbord of all kinds of
gonna be fun.
opportunities to learn and be entertained in all things detailing for a week.
So
a whole week of live streams.
Who is everybody most excited to see, right? Like what brands, if you guys are watching this right
Yeah,
now, which
throw in the
brand are you
comments,
most
let us
excited to
know.
see? Maybe what person behind the brand are you most excited to see, right?
I'm excited to see Dylan Von Kleist and
Are
Auto
you?
Wash.
I miss that,
I'm also
man.
excited to see
I'm very
him.
excited to see them. The Dreesens are coming, the owners of Auto Wash. They're going to
those
be
guys are
here.
great.
Wow, those guys are great
Best
as well.
best people in the world, nicest
They're
people
so
in the world.
sweet.
We haven't
Yes.
seen them since 2019,
Yeah, they're
honestly.
very,
So
very
we're
nice.
very excited to have them here.
We have Jack
visit.
that's going to be here.
Jack's flying all the way from the UK here.
Yeah. We got Bradley Nordsby, who's a Grand Ambassador of the Year for 2022.
He's going to be here.
Excited to hang out with him. And, I'm actually kind of excited that Alex Dewar gets to show him how to ride the...
I'm excited that Alex Dewar's going to be here. And Jamie the cleaner with the cleaner
Jamie's
cast
gonna
is
be
going to be
here.
here.
It's gonna
we
be
got
a
lots of
blast.
folks coming from all over.
Dude, it's gonna be
fun.
So anyway, other things than that for housekeeping, big sale this week. We're gonna run this. We do have more exciting things to come.
That's right, Tony.
But
That's what he's paid for.
I got it right the first time. They just gave me the wrong info, so
no.
I repeated
Dane,
it.
I'm glad that you
Prince of the Rag
were able to
Company.
get it right this time. So I don't know about you guys, but I am preparing.
Are you
my
shaving your
mind
body?
and body for TRC SEMA,
nice.
right?
I think I'm also going to shave my body.
Does that include shaving my body? Potentially. It's for speed and comfort.
That's right.
But you know what I did this morning? I went and got my teeth cleaned. Went down to the
fresh.
I went down to the dentist,
Yeah,
right?
so my appointment's set up for the
Got my
25th.
teeth nice and white.
My appointment's set for the 25th.
Yeah.
So I also will have fresh, clean teeth, clean breath, so that you and I will be making sure that we'll be greeting folks effectively.
Well, you're going to be
and
right in their faces, so.
very nicely.
Yeah, we're not kissing them, but I
Yeah.
mean we get pretty close.
We get pretty close. We give hugs.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that we're always smelling great, looking
very
great.
thoughtful.
Dane, again,
Mine will
reminder.
be after the program, so I'll be hiding here in the closet.
No, but you're gonna you need to schedule your appointment.
Yes, but
would you
mine
like with
will
my
take place
dentist
after.
Would you like with
the-
my dentist or Anthony's dentist?
I
Well, it's not a
love my
competition,
dentist.
so.
I mean, my dentist is great. They think I'm hilarious. I showed up late today, right?
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, hey, you're late." And I said, "I was saving a cat from a burning building, right?"
Right.
15 office ladies literally fell on the floor dying laughing. And then you go, "We haven't heard that one before." And
Wow.
I got more of these jokes for
One
every
thing
day
that I love
I'm
about
late.
my dentist,
Oh,
right at the
no.
base of, right on Warm Springs, base
Yep.
of the Mesa,
Yep.
able to look
Base of the
and
Mesa.
view Table Rock
Wow.
out of
that
any of the
is
windows.
Beautiful.
See, he's
And get
speaking
a
my
gorgeous-
language. He
gorgeous
knows,
view.
He knows what I like.
Have something to look at, right? Windows right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful view of the Table Rock
Quite nice, yeah.
and just enjoying the Boise front.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's just relaxing. They're like, what can we do for you? How do you like this stuff?
Quite far away, but that is nice.
It's a good drive, but
So-
it's nice.
I get it.
Now, I will say, though, that if this is also a reminder to everybody else watching, just because you're not going to be at TRC SEMA
Doesn't mean you can't get your teeth cleaned.
Doesn't mean you don't need to get your teeth cleaned. So
Right.
this is your reminder, if you haven't scheduled your dentist appointment for this year, your couple cleanings or whatever you like to do.
It's good to do. We like to
Get
do
it done.
TRC SEMA and SEMA.
Actually, it's like 6 months.
Literally
apart,
what we
so
do.
It's literally what we do.
Perfectly
yeah.
spaced,
So
actually,
anyway, but I went in today, right? They went in, they got things done. They
So
said,
they detailed your teeth.
They
You got your
Yeah.
teeth professionally detailed. You got it pressure washed.
pressure. Oh yeah, it was pressure
They
washed.
deconned them.
They decon it with some scraping, mechanical
Yep.
decontamination.
Some mechanical decontamination. Then a little bit of light chemical decontamination when they give you the mouthwash.
Yep. And
And then they get into, did you get some paint correction done?
I did get some paint correction done. I get some mint polishing done, right? Which actually, it was
You
funny
should have
'cause
brought out the
I
Shamrock
should have
Shine.
brought out the Shamrock Shine and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, would you guys like a lubricant?
Right.
A pad lubricant?" And
Right.
they go, "Sir, you shouldn't spray that into your mouth." And
You're like,
So-
it's fine.
So
Safe.
would a filling be like paintless dent repair?
Yeah,
Or
uh-huh. Yeah, it's
okay.
going to the
Just
body
making
shop.
sure I understand how this
it's going to the
analogy
body.
works.
Yeah, you know, that's
So,
a
again-
filling is definitely body shop.
So again, Dane, let's get your teeth detailing
Right.
scheduled.
I think that's a great idea.
You know, because that's the goal, right? It's just like your car. You know, you want to be able to keep it clean, keep it looking good, keep it looking sharp. Because when you get cavities and stuff, that's your Dr.
It
Color
doesn't
chip.
run right.
It's your Dr. Color chip.
Yeah.
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 You know, crowns, things of that nature, possibly. You know,
Yeah.
big cavity fillings, your
Yeah.
paintless dent repair, things of that nature.
You want to know what I did? I did
Yeah.
I did rust prevention.
Ooh,
I did an
nice.
undercoating. And by
Ooh.
undercoating, I mean overcoating.
Overcoating.
So they asked me if I would like to do.
Are you sure you didn't just
their-
get a coating job? Little
potentially.
UV protection?
It wasn't UV protection necessarily. It was a fluoride treatment,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So
More
it's
of like
actually
a polymer sealant.
Super funny. So this is actually on a serious note here. So I was talking to the dentist, or talking to my my technician, or my hygienist, and she's good. She did my blasting about like a year ago, which was the crazy
the hydro, it's a pressure washer.
Dude, it was like it hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, she went in there and did some stuff.
Yeah,
right?
they have a Krenzla, and they keep. It's pretty much literally the same thing. It's a full on. They get on there with the pressure washer, and they tell you to open your mouth.
Yeah. And so she messed me up. And so after that, though,
Right.
my gums never felt stronger. My gums never felt better. And that was about a year ago. And so what ended up happening, though, is she told me...
Like a perio or whatever
yeah,
is what it's called.
Something like that. And so she had told me, though, she said, hey, I don't know if you know this, though, and you should probably tell your friends, right, if they're not already going to the dentist. So when it comes to plaque buildup, right, and let's just say, like, everything that between your teeth, that plaque buildup doubles in size every 2 days that it does not get addressed.
No,
right?
it's crazy.
So if you do not floss, right, within that day to dislodge or break up or disrupt the plaque or the tartar or food or whatever the heck is in there, right, then it will continue to multiply every 2 days in size, right?
Yeah.
And so you
Till
have
it turns colors or
till it turns colors
creates another,
or whatever it is.
or
So you,
becomes hard.
yeah, so you have to disrupt it
calcifies.
because they also said, though, that I don't know if you know this, right? But plaque buildup on your teeth is a direct attribute, and they found this out in a study, to heart disease, right? So they found that the same bacteria that's found in your teeth is also the same bacteria that they find building up in heart disease, right? And they also found out that bacteria buildup and plaque buildup is also linked to Alzheimer's disease.
Wow.
So
that's a scary
they
one.
Another
said-
reason to keep your teeth clean.
So they said that basically the higher buildup you have on your teeth, the higher plaque you have built up, and the basically the less you're maintaining it, you are more susceptible to Alzheimer's and you're more susceptible to heart failure.
Crazy.
Right? And so I was like, hot damn, I obviously don't want that. So she asked me how many times are you flossing. I said, honestly, I do string floss, wrap my fingers around. I'm doing it 3 to 4 times a week. And she says, that's amazing. Keep doing that. Your teeth look awesome.
They're
But she
used to
said-
hearing a fake number and then realizing the answer is actually 0 because most people don't floss.
she
They
said,
should,
no,
but
she
they
said
don't.
that my gums are in great because she's
Yeah.
prodding them. She's like,
yeah,
let me-
Anthony,
she's
you
like-
guys don't understand. Anthony is a master of oral hygiene.
meticulous.
She's like, let me make these bleed, and
Yeah.
she's like, they're not bleeding. And I go, yeah. I'm like,
way to start the
Yeah, work on them pretty good
I
to make
get
sure
in
they
there,
don't. Yeah.
and she goes, but you know what you can do? She says, have a bag of floss pick, like just dislodge it. She says, disrupt
disrupt
the teeth,
it.
right?
dear.
It's the quick, basically,
getting them out.
quick detail,
Quick and dirty.
just a quick detail. Just
Yeah.
get in there with a quick.
You said, I've
detailer.
got a great quick
Because
detailer.
what that is,
Let me show you.
It's a bird etching, right?
Yeah.
It's a bird poop,
Right.
or it's a bug splatter. Right?
Exactly.
And what happens is, if you don't wipe it off, what happens? The
etching starts happening, and then it starts creating cavities.
Detailing is just like dental
Yeah,
work.
no,
It's
I had
really-
that same discussion with my hygienist the last time I went in there.
Yeah.
That was right before SEMA.
Yeah.
And she was asking, and she goes, so what do you do? And I was like, oh, I detail cars, and this is it. And she's like, I love detailing my car. And then she started explaining the stuff she does. And I said, you need to check out our YouTube channel and buy some products. And she's like, yeah, that's what my boss said, that you're like a big deal. And I said, thanks, that's pretty cool. And then I said, if you think about it, I use that same analogy. I said, you're doing the exact same thing to my teeth that I do to cars.
Yeah.
We clean, we decon, and then we polish and we protect.
Yeah, basically.
And she was like, I never thought of it that way. She was so
You
stoked.
unlocked something.
Yeah, she was
into
like,
that
wait,
day.
so when I'm polishing your teeth, I'm doing this for this purpose. So when you polish my car, that's kind of the same reason that you're doing. And I
Sure.
said, yeah, I'm trying to remove defects and try and make a smooth surface so that
Yeah.
stuff doesn't stick to it. And she's like,
It lasts
oh my
longer,
gosh, that's
and
exactly
it also
why
makes
I do
it easier to clean in future cleanings, right?
Exactly.
True.
So it was pretty cool.
Anyway, but yeah, wrapped it up. Everything was great. No cavities, no nothing. And just got to keep up the good work, right? I have
Yep.
one receding gum right here on my front tooth from like 10 years ago. They said they're going to have to watch. They said down the road, it could be a skin graft or a gum graft situation.
What about if
which
you go back-
is terrifying to me.
What if you just
but-
say, look, back in the old days, the Romans would just take gold wire and they would just wire the teeth together, kind of a braces situation. So if you have that gap happen, you can just still keep the tooth in there, but just tie it up with some gold wire across. I saw it on Reddit. It was a picture.
horrifying to
Clearly,
know about.
that's
Pretty cool
a
looking.
real thing. People should totally do.
Anyway,
not.
so just a friendly reminder: head to the dentist. Go floss. Right, you want to make sure that you don't have heart disease, and also you don't want to, look. It's brought to you by the ADA. So basically,
That's right,
I
that's
mean,
right.
the American Detailing Dentist
Association.
Dentistry Association.
Americans with
so
Disabilities
Just
Act.
stay on it, and also just my thing.
Look at all these people talking about flossing their teeth.
Yeah,
now,
no, I've
right?
been popping
Because
them up
of-
on the screen the whole time.
Dane's
you
gonna
guys
go
have
in
been
there and
talking.
start doing it
But
now.
look at Joey.
He's
Joey
so
makes
excited.
a great point there. I have to take antibiotics before
Yeah.
a dental procedure to prevent any infection to the heart, right?
Yep.
That's how closely related your teeth and your heart are. So
Yeah.
you just want to make sure that plaque buildup is staying out of there. So with that said, though,
Yep. And Ron says floss can be used for more than just removing emblems.
It's
You
true.
use it on your teeth, which
I
is
know
really
it was
great.
originally invented to
Yeah.
remove emblems, but it has other uses.
But then also too, a big thing Levi knows about this. What's my secret tool when it comes to
Your
my
tongue scraper.
tongue scraper?
It's
baby.
the tongue scraper.
That's literally it is life. That
so
tongue scraper,
I'm about ready to invest in a tongue scraper myself.
Yeah.
So I like the big Oral-B brush with all the bristles, and I like them stiff. I want a hard brush.
You just want to bleed.
No, because the more you brush, the less you bleed. So
But if you're harsh, it's just harsh.
Yeah, but it builds up that
He's treating
gum
this
tissue.
like it's a workout regimen, and he's going to
is.
get stronger every time.
Dane, the roots of a tree grow deeper when it's affected by more wind than normal.
I get what you're going for.
So you got to add that in. You got to work it. And so I like doing that. But here's what I noticed the other day. I finished brushing my teeth, got my Listerine, washed out my mouth, and I was like, still taste something.
Yeah.
Wasn't feeling fresh. Stuck out my tongue, and I thought, put a little
That's it.
toothpaste on there, grab my other brush that I've got, because I've got just like a detailer, I have a
Toolkit.
multitude of different types of toothbrushes for different jobs. I don't have a tongue scraper, but that was the moment that I thought Anthony's onto something.
Yeah.
Because I grabbed my stiffest brush and I went at my tongue and scraped it all clean as best I could, and then I washed my mouth out again with Listerine, and I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
Feeling fresh now.
Smacking
Clean.
It's not just
Enjoying
fresh. It literally it makes your tongue pure again.
Yeah.
And so
That's what he really cares about.
Quite literally, your bad breath not only comes from obviously your gums and your teeth, but comes almost indirectly from your tongue as well. I mean, like it's literally it's your talking. It's your breath that is what's coming out using your tongue. So what happens is you get plaque buildup on your tongue, right?
More forever teeth. Let's see.
So
brother.
the thing is that plaque buildup happens on the tongue,
Yeah.
and it continues to grow, right?
Right,
Because that's
100%.
where a lot of that moisture is, and so it continues to grow and makes things smell
Yeah,
bad.
Joey, tongue
So,
scraper is just like topping with Dream Maker.
like you
There
get
you
in there with
go.
that tongue scraper, you give it some good scrapes, you will literally, if you've never used a tongue scraper before, you'll be like, I can't believe how much stuff is coming off my tongue, right? That stuff is not supposed to be there.
Right.
So if there's stuff coming off of that, it's not supposed to be there, right? You're not supposed to have that thickness of that plaque buildup or whatever it is. And that's why I've told people for the longest time, especially people that like milk products, your tongue.
especially.
Or creamer. Milk and creamer.
All those types
Yeah.
of things, right?
And sugared creamer,
Sugar,
too.
well,
Sugared
just sugar
creamer
in
is even
general
more
too.
worse.
Attracts itself
Halitosis.
it tracks itself to your tongue, and then it basically begins to ferment there on your tongue, and that is now your breath for the day. So that's why
a
I'm not a
distillery in
coffee
there.
creamer guy. I'm not a milk guy. I'm lactose intolerant. But if I'm a sugar guy, I'm almost always cognizant that I'm gonna have to scrape my tongue at some point to reduce the bad breath. So anyway, tongue scrapers, they're cheap. They're literally $3 to $4. You can order them off of Amazon. I wish I had an affiliate link because I think I'm probably selling some right now. But anyway, just tongue scrape every day.
But it is wild
twice a
to
day.
think that most people don't realize that. And Joey has a good point. Never trust a detailer with nasty teeth. It goes back to a presentation thing for your business as well. Like, you guys don't understand, in the almost 30 years I've been doing this, to see detailers who are dressed not appropriately, but dressed dirtily. Like,
I don't know if it's a
shabby.
word.
Shabby. Dirtily is not a word.
I don't think dirtily is a word.
It's a funny word.
I don't think
Shabby.
dirtily is a word.
We'll say
Basically,
shabby.
you're saying, like, how am I going to expect my car to become
Like,
clean?
there's
if
there's a level of a work uniform that most people are going to expect, right?
Sure.
Totally fine. You got jeans,
right or for wrong, there's an
jeans,
expectation
shirt,
there.
sweatshirt,
Yeah.
flannel, whatever you want to wear, right? Whatever you're good with. But when you're walking into a business and the person running the business wearing pajama pants,
Yeah.
like Cookie Monster, pajama pants.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a pattern,
like
me, I'm thinking about flexibility. If you got joggers on, like I do, and you're just like
the
trying
different,
to move,
it's different.
You gotta be,
that's different, Dane. That's
agile.
different. That's different. I'm talking
Flexible.
about straight up pajama pants. Like
that's inexcusable.
These are my pajamas.
Yeah,
this is what I'm wearing.
Cookie Monster, Captain Crunch, that kind of thing.
Because I've seen that. I've walked into shops.
Sure.
And walked in, and they're literally wearing that. They haven't done their couple cigarette burns. They're wearing slippers.
Okay.
Not like slides or like, oh, we're wearing Crocs or whatever. They're wearing like house slippers, the really crappy kind, right? Like, why are you wearing those? They're like, oh, it's comfortable, man. And then their hair's not done.
Far be it for me to argue with comfort.
But their hair's not done. Like they've been sleeping, and then they stink of cigarettes, and then they have not brushed their teeth in months, and you can see it because they got that whole build up.
Sure.
And you go, oh, and they're missing a tooth, or three.
How haunting is that?
That's when you go. That's when you go,
haunting.
And that's when you start looking around the shop,
seeing how things are laid out,
and you see how well or not well, or how shabby, or how. And you go,
maybe all the deferred
I don't know if I want you
on themselves,
or they walk out. I used to do this.
Put into their actual shop.
So I used to have people that would do this. I'd have guys that worked for me that would walk out and light a cigarette to talk to a customer, and I go, please don't light a cigarette to talk to a customer. Like that's like the worst thing we could do, because the first thing they do is they light the cigarette. Yeah, well, let's see what you got there. Look inside your car.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to all these different levels of,
Randy.
My guys. I picked black shirts instead of light colored shirts.
Sure.
Because
stains.
Yeah, it's a dirty job.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that, like, if I could hide, so like we had black pants, black shirt, and then whatever else we wanted to wear, black hoodie or whatever. But I made sure that my guys, I always had extra toothbrushes and toothpaste. I always had deodorant in my bathroom. Yeah. And I always told my guys when we deliver cars, spray yourself with some body spray. Wash your hands, wash your face, and go deliver that car. I want you, when you walk into a business, to smell good and not stink. Because the moment you walk in and you stink or your breath stinks,
it's kind of game over.
You're going to bring the level of my business down. And I don't want that. Yeah, and when we're walking into the BMW dealership, the Lexus dealership, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be lower than the salesman.
And the thing is, people don't forget.
They don't forget.
People don't forget. People
especially if someone walks in and goes, man, that dude stinks.
That dude smells. That's the smelly guy, right? There is nothing worse than being known as the smelly guy. That's one of my biggest fears. It's like people say, oh, he doesn't smell good. I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's why if you guys ever come to a show,
but I'm afraid some people
overcompensate
the other way, and then it's
the word on the street is those rag company guys smell great. There's a reason for that.
Speaking of which,
great problem to have.
I did pick up a new Dove. Dove has a new men's line, which I had no idea.
They've had it out for a while.
Of the high fragrant, kind of more like, boutique fragrant line. And I got this Mandarin and something. It smells absolutely wonderful. So if you're looking for a new body wash, check out the new Dove stuff, because I believe it actually has some vitamins inside there and whatnot. Yeah. Just to get a little bit more out of your wash than maybe your typical, I don't know, normal stuff, bar soap, maybe, potentially. So anyway, so hopefully you guys learned something new, right? Brush your teeth, floss, and go to your dentist, schedule your appointment if you haven't already, and then brush your tongue, or not brush your tongue, scrape your tongue. The toothbrush will not do the job.
No, it doesn't. As I said, I had to get my stiffest brush to get a hold of it.
Not even that scraper part on the back of their head.
And I still didn't do great, so I had to make sure I'm looking at a tongue scraper next.
No, if you're brushing your tongue,
because I realized I said
you're doing it wrong. And you know what you're also doing? You're picking up a lot of that bacteria. And
order me a tongue scraper right now.
You're picking up a lot of that bacteria right into the bristles of that brush that's going back onto your teeth. Kind of gross. Have a separate tongue scraper that you can rinse off thoroughly with hot water. So, anyways,
the whole conversation is gross, but kind of a necessary
Dane,
one. So
I want to know what your weekend was like.
What my weekend was
Amazon.
like. Well, my weekend. Well, Levi is shopping for a tongue scraper.
I want him to show people that an order has been placed.
Oh my.
Metal? Should I get a metal? Ooh, this one comes with a case.
You don't need a metal one. No, just get a normal Oral-B.
Wow, there's some great pictures of what these do, too.
Just get an Oral-B tongue scraper.
So while he's busy
great prices. I don't need a metal one, though. There's a lot of metal ones.
Weekend was fairly short in terms of things I can explain, because I spent so much of my time simply wrapping up that darn bumper I was talking about.
Yeah.
That bumper for the Jag XKR. When I sold the car, it was under the condition the guy paid me full price, and in return, I would ship him this bumper that I couldn't fit into the car, obviously, because it's a bumper. It's huge.
Yeah.
But as I'm finding out,
Here's a gum tongue scraper,
yes, that is.
GUM brand.
That's fine. Get that.
Yeah, that one's only $6.
Buy it.
Buy that right now.
There you go. All right. So as far as the bumper goes, yeah, it's a bumper cover. It doesn't weigh very much. Thing is fiberglass for the most part, but it only weighs about 28 pounds fully wrapped up the way I've done it. But I've
Placed.
spent
Done?
7
24 hours. It'll be there tomorrow, March 15th.
Let us know how it goes on Thursday.
Delivered.
Okay.
I'll bring it in Thursday and we'll scrape my tongue on the show.
Let's do it. Live
Okay.
scraping.
Wow.
So anyway,
Anyway, so you wrap this bumper. You
So
spent
that was
the
my weekend. Anyway, that's
But
yeah.
you spent the weekend wrapping the bumper, right?
Dane,
yes.
so why do you get yourself into these predicaments? This is Dane's life.
I don't enjoy it, but there's a
It
part of me
seems like you
that
do.
there's a part of me
It
that's
seems like you do.
This will be something that'll be amusing to think about in like 10 or 20 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, for whatever it's worth, I always find these stupid situations where it's like I do something that should be very simple and it becomes complicated, but I have to add through nothing on my part that I did to cause it to be more complicated. I just seem to invite complicated people with
Okay.
complicated ideas.
Yeah.
And you know, in this case, it's shipping a bumper. When it arrived to me, if you recall,
Yeah,
when
it
first
came in a nice
to me,
box.
it was
Giant
shipped
box.
from Germany and it came on a pallet in a big long box.
Yeah.
It's been like a year and a half since I got that thing.
Yeah.
So that box is no more. That box is long gone, as is the pallet. And the pallet was kind of one of those weird pallets, like a long pallet. Like it's two smaller pallets coupled together because it's long, but it's skinny.
We have them right next door.
Yeah, the problem is none of the pallets I can find over there are the correct size
Yeah,
for
you
this.
cut them. You had to cut them with Anthony and I each have.
I'm aware of how wood works.
We have some
but,
saws that you could have used.
But here's the
rented,
hard part
borrowed.
is
Could have brought over
I
the
need-
sawzall.
I
We
need
could
a-
have cut one of those plastic pallets in half.
I need a bigger pallet, not a smaller pallet.
Well, no, we cut it in half and then we put them end to end, and then we build a box around that with all the cardboard that we have next door.
there's a lot of
we
things
could have
you can do
easily
there.
done this
Yeah.
for you.
Anyway, so
Easily, I don't know about easily. I spent 7 hours wrapping this thing. I'm not even joking.
a
Between the
very
time,
long time.
yes,
That was a
it's
long time.
excruciating.
I hope it doesn't get broken.
I
Or switched
hope,
it,
I hope
smashed
not
it in
too.
half.
At
'Cause
that
that's
point,
what
though,
happened.
I paid like a stupid
Did you
amount
put
of money
some
to ship it.
some insurance on that?
See, the thing is, if it's a loose item, they won't insure it. But if it's boxed, then maybe. But the thing is, here, let me explain my process so you understand. First of all, you're wrapping an object that's about 88 inches long. That's very, very, broad.
It's as
but
wide
at the
as
same
the
time,
car.
It's wide. So the challenge becomes when you're wrapping that, you have to get under it, around it, and wrap through with like shrink wrap to get around it. But I put on some of those styrofoam TV monitor corner protector things.
Okay.
So I had some of those left over from when I moved to my new house.
Yeah.
I had those on the TV. So I was like, that'll be perfect. I'll put those on the corner.
Yeah, slide 'em on.
Protect that. Great. Then I, wrapped around that with shrink wrap. Okay, great. They're all locked in. They're not moving anywhere. It's holding on to it.
Then
Great.
you put more cardboard on top of it.
Then, in addition to that, I took bubble wrap that I hadn't used on my trip, or on my moving,
Your
thing.
trip
And-
to move to new
trip to
fertile
move
ground.
to a new house. Yeah. So I wrapped the entire bumper with bubble wrap. So I'm like, okay, great. Next step done. Then I shrunk wrap that because my move with the shrink wrap was essentially it's waterproofing, it's cushion, it's scratch protection, and it will help tape stuff
For this
together
handmade
without
carbon fiber bumper.
Yeah, well, it's not carbon fiber, but it'll hold it together in a way that's better for it. Because what? Oh, I'm just trying here. What the?
No, Alex Duar's comment.
Oh my God. Okay.
I was dying. Sorry. This is funny.
Oh. Throws away a bumper box to sell as a 2007 MacBook. But you're right. I do.
That's what's so
one
funny.
is
He
more
knows you.
aesthetically pleasing than the other. One makes a good little shelf decoration. The other one is the size of the shelf, the entire unit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so-
So, anyway, I had several. This is why it took a long time. I had
so-
several layers. But
so
the shrink wrap was my tape. The
Corners,
shrink wrap is how I held
shrink
stuff
wrap,
together.
bubble wrap, shrink wrap.
Yes.
Okay.
And then cardboard, I built caps. I basically took cardboard boxes from the dumpster over here, the cardboard dumpster. I came over here on Sunday, and I was just working in the studio putting it together. So I would assemble these boxes to make end caps on it, and then I'd make a wrap in the middle. So all that leaves are a couple at the areas where it bends, the joints.
Yeah.
Those
you
are the
sent
only
pictures.
parts that
It
are
looks
wrapped.
great.
So I went ham on this thing. But yeah, after that, what did I do after taping the cardboard boxes on there, making them as thin as possible? I shrunk wrapped that. So
Nice.
I shrunk wrapped all that. And it was just a matter of like, okay, waterproof as much as possible, seal it in, make it as like impact resistant as possible while not putting the thing straight up into a box.
Yeah.
Because even though I could go to like a body shop and get a bumper box, I thought about that. I wasn't having much luck finding any. And in addition to that, the shapes are different. So if you try and go get one for your bumper, it's not necessarily going to match up.
So you did end up shipping it out then?
No.
No.
Where's it at?
So it's in the back of my Flex right now.
Oh, it's cruising around.
I basically took it to a UPS store last night after thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I got all the measurements. I got the weight. Thing only weighs 28 pounds.
Yeah.
All packed up, all wrapped up, everything on it. 28 pounds.
How much is it to ship?
Not a lot. So, well, if they would ship it, it would be a lot. But the problem is I go in there to the UPS store and I show it to them and they're looking at me like, oh my God. As I'm like walking in the door with this colossal thing. And they're joking to customers who are walking. They're like, oh, you have to limbo under that to get it. Because I had it set down like an arch. And they're like,
how funny.
Yeah. And they're like, haha, we're having some office fun. I'm like, oh boy. But they were nice. But as soon as he got all the dimensions put together, this is a screwy thing. There's that differentiation between normal packages, oversized, irregular packages, and freight. And when you get to freight, LTL, less than truckload stuff, it gets very
You're doing
expensive.
that on your own.
And the expense is...
Instead of coming here to the rag company, maybe talking with one of our shipping
Because I'm trying to do the responsible, individual, do not take advantage of my connections.
You could tell John, I need some help with this.
Levi, I am a man of principle and values.
John
and
be
I
like,
try
not a problem.
to not
Amber will help you out, Dane.
burden others.
Talk to Amber.
Or use any undue...
So what'd they say? What'd they say?
So basically, they measured it out, and he's just like, it's...
We don't deal with
the
freight.
dimensions. He goes, we would ship this, and loose is okay. The way you got it wrapped is good, but the dimensions exceed what we're allowed to just send out.
Yeah, because they don't have a semi truck.
Yeah, so he's
from
just
UPS
like
sitting at their building.
Sorry,
every
he goes,
day.
I know it doesn't weigh a lot, but if you go freight, it's going to be. He goes, in the past it might have been like $800, but now it's more like $1,200, something like that.
$1,800.
Yeah,
and
it's just like it could potentially be even more. I was like,
same cost as the bumper.
Yeah, just insane. So then I'm like, okay. So then this morning I come and I talk to John.
Good job.
And
There
I did
you go.
the thing, and I did the part that you're asking for. But it was just a matter of getting there. I was like, I didn't want to make that my first choice.
At least you're right.
Everybody here knows this, but I have to reiterate. I never want to be seen as, son of the rag company takes advantage of every possible situation.
It's probably going to be cheaper to just have Dane drive it over there.
Yeah, for real. No, just for real.
It might be, actually.
It might be. But yeah, no, I just never want to seem like I'm taking advantage of my position. So
what does John think you can ship it for?
He doesn't have a number for me yet, but he is going to look at it, and he's going to see if we have to strap it to a pallet or something. And if that happens, I'll go help him do that, and we'll just do that. But point is, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
It can always go on a pallet. It's just I didn't want that to be my first thing because a pallet weighs like 10 times more than the bumper itself does.
That's not true.
Pallet does
I'm
not
exaggerating,
weigh that much.
but
Pallet
it's
weighs about 5 pounds.
No, it
It's
doesn't.
about 25 pounds.
Pallet's about 25 pounds.
The plastic ones are not up 25.
No, the
They're
plastic
a lot
ones are lighter.
We
But
have a bunch of
the point remains, this is a dumb situation to find yourself in, and the expense is insane. But what I was
sister the traveling bumper this tag team the delivery.
Yeah. But what I was
idea.
most frustrated by was I'd originally been told by the guy who wanted it shipped to him, oh, hey, Greyhound does this service where they do a freight line service. And I'm like, that's amazing. I'd never heard of that.
Yeah.
And John hadn't heard of it either when I mentioned it to him. It's just like apparently it's kind of like open secret for people who ship car parts. They're like, oh, yeah, use the Greyhound system. The way it worked was you would put your car part all wrapped up like I got it, and they put it into the cargo bay on the bus, and it would just travel from station to station until it reached the station closest to where you wanted it to be, and then the person would come pick it up there.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. And it was easy for them. It didn't cost Greyhound much to do it. But then in my research, I learned that Greyhound stopped that service back in like October or September 22.
Oh,
So
dirty
they don't
suckers.
do that anymore. And they're like, we're refocusing on our bus lines. I'm like,
Please don't.
apparently, as I'm finding out now, I could have spent as little as $75 to send that thing.
Impressive.
If I had the
Buy a bus
capability of the
ticket,
Greyhound
put it on the
thing
front
and
seat.
just put it on there. It's just crazy.
Wow, Dane.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Greyhound, bring back your freight service, please. I'll probably never need it again, but that is extremely handy. And why aren't you doing that?
Very nice.
Okay, that's all I have to say. That was pretty much my weekend, other than, riding the bike. I got those new e-bikes.
Oh,
I'm riding
yeah,
around
you got those
enjoying
bad
that.
boys. Did
Yeah,
you get 'em
so
all
I got a charger for them.
Nice.
Now I just need to, I probably need to do something with the tire. I wasn't keeping air in them very well, so I need to
Would you like
reset
me to
those or
take you over to
something.
Jason and
Yeah,
introduce you?
We
'Cause
got to talk.
He
and-
could
yeah.
he could do some tune-ups and stuff for you.
Sure. So
It's right across the street from your
that's-
house, so
that's my goal there.
Literally.
Yeah.
literally you could walk over there and grab the bike.
It's he just sells $10,000 bikes.
Yeah,
though.
but he also has $700 children's bikes in there too.
He does. I thought he literally wouldn't touch someone's bike unless it was at least 10 grand or more.
No, he'll build you a bike for 10 grand.
Oh, okay. That's
But he
different.
has a lot of 10 grand bikes in his shop.
Yeah.
But he also has some affordable ones, like a children's bike for, maybe if you're
Noted.
looking for one for Lucy next year.
Okay.
He's got one
There
for
you
about
go.
$700 to $1,000.
Pretty good deal.
Child's bike.
Well,
Good deal.
so
So he's got some great stuff. He's got some
Noted.
BMC. He's got some Niners. He's got a lot of nice stuff that he's. I went in there the other day and dropped off a package to him, and same kind of thing. Just really nice.
no, it's great.
A lot of great.
I mean,
stuff.
it is literally across the street from my house. It's
Yeah.
just down the driveway, other
Yeah.
side. So yeah, okay,
sure he would
I'll check
enjoy
that
it.
out.
So
Other than that, pretty much just kind of getting all my ducks in a row. New Jag thing I wanted to do to it was
put some valve caps on it, and
it needed
red
some valve sticks.
anodized
red
paint.
anodized valve covers and
fine.
valve caps. And then
You
what
guys
other?
are so weird about that
Well, he
stuff.
was
They'll be
looking at.
pink.
I remember we stopped at the O'Reillys the other day, and he was looking at those chrome portholes.
That's not true.
The
Good
glue-on-
God, leave the
glue-on
Pep Boys
attachment.
stuff out
Well,
of it.
chrome portholes
well,
that he's
correct,
gonna put
and
on.
the fender vents.
Fender vents. That's what they were.
Stick on fender vents.
Yeah,
I have
he was
real
like,
fender vents,
he's like,
thank
these
you.
ones are nice, guys. These are like, they say they're carbon fiber, but it's
This chrome is actually made
black
from plastic, so
black
it's
chrome
lighter.
looks pretty dope, actually. We were like, Dane, you don't need those.
The chrome license plate frame with the
got-
skulls
yep,
and
got
the
that
little
one.
pink crystals in the eyes.
Yeah, he got one of
Screw
those.
you! I got the one with the palm trees.
Your dad got that one for the Cobra.
So no, what I did on the Jag, like I don't plan on going crazy and modifying it anytime soon. But one thing I did want to do was, in stock form, and I've read this online, plenty of videos. People say the ride is kind of harsh. I mean, it's compliant, but it's
aggressive.
It's
'Cause
aggressive.
It's a sports vehicle.
It's a
But
sports
hold
car.
on, but it's a Grand Tour. It should have the ability to do both.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. In my extensive research online,
You want
I
it to be able to
found-
ride like a Flex.
So I want to have smooth around town ride, and then I still have the ability to hit dynamic, and the thing goes stiff, and the whole thing becomes super sporty. I want to have greater range of flexibility.
Your cake
So-
and eat it too.
Yes, exactly. So it can still be the stiff riding sporty thing when I select it to, but what I want to have is a better around town ride, because I think even in its most comfortable
So what are you
form,
doing? What were you looking
it's
at?
Still a little stiff. And apparently the top model, the SVR, the model above it, they did some magic with the sway bars and stuff, made those tighter so that they actually made the suspension a little less harsh. And they say that car rides better, even though it's a sportier one. So I'm like, interesting. What I found was there's a company called Velocity AP that does a lot of like tuning parts, all kinds of stuff for Jaguars, Land Rovers, Range Rovers, all that kind of stuff. And they make these coils, these springs, and they're progressive. So the idea is it's not just a single density the whole way down. It starts at a different density, and then over time it kind of changes size as it makes its way down the coil. So the first, few centimeters of travel are more gentle. So it gives you a better around town ride, but then it firms up the further it goes. So you're not losing anything by doing it. It's either going to be like dead even or it's going to improve
So
the ride
these
a little
are
bit.
HR lowering springs, the same kind that I have on the Elantra.
Well, these are
sounds
Velocity AP, so these are different than
made by
H&R.
H&R.
H&R is what I bought for the old car. But in this case, they have the capability to improve the ride quality without sacrificing any of the sportiness. So I love that. They're a little more expensive than the other springs. However, What I found is they also lower the car about an inch.
Oh,
So it
Dane was
gives
talking
me-
about lowering
It gives me a little bit of
Wanted
stance.
to make that baby
A
scrape.
little bit of stance. Oh God, no! I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it as low as the other car was because that was.
He goes, I'm going to
very
scrape
low.
in my driveway.
This one though,
Make sure I do that.
feel like right now I got a lot of room to play with. So drop it an inch. We're cool. Like that's enough. And with these, I feel like the ride's going to be beautiful. I can't wait. So very excited for that. And then I also, because my dad never did an oil change on it, he drove the thing 700 miles.
I know.
He checked and he verified. And he's like, I didn't even drive it 1,000
Yeah,
miles.
no, he hasn't driven it at all.
And so the service engine light is on, and all it is for the oil change. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get the oil change and do a diff check and stuff while we're at it.
Because
So,
there's 10,000 miles on that?
it's 20, just under 27.
Just around 27.
Yeah.
So it still has a long life ahead of it.
Yeah, very much so. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Family
stuff and
heirloom
making
is
it.
what that is.
It is.
I
Very
can't
nice.
wait. So
I can't
I'm
wait
excited.
to get it.
I'm
Like,
excited.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll get it. You'll get the Yukon. You'll get the
dear.
you'll get the Denali in 20 years.
I'm excited.
So that's
anyway.
me and Levi's 20-year rule, right?
Yeah.
What if we each get one of the Denalis in like 20 years?
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
that'd be pretty cool.
Oh.
All right.
So anyway, other than that, watch The Last of Us, the last episode. My goodness. I hear you, man.
I pushed the
I hear
hardness
you.
button.
The hardness button. Okay. So, Last of Us, final episode. What did you guys think? Did you watch it?
Alex, great.
Okay.
Dane, I like it was a good episode, and I liked that the way it ended.
Yeah. I felt like it was what needed to happen.
Yeah, it needed to
And
happen like that. And
It was uncomfortable,
it's-
but it needed to.
It's not my dream ending, but like I understand why they did it, and because there will be more, hopefully.
Yeah.
Not in 3 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's planned. They're already getting ready to start
I
shooting
know,
the second season.
I know, but dude, we're not gonna get that. Like, remember what they did with us?
HBO waits.
House of the Dragon was like the biggest like tease situation because they ended that and they go cool, all right, and I go sweet. So like, what are we looking at? Like a year? Nah, we haven't even started yet. Like 2 years.
Well, yeah, we had a pandemic that pushed everything back.
I know, but now let's just say The Last of Us, right? We're kind of not out of it, but we're better now. I was wondering, I'm like, how long is this going to take? Probably another 2 years. So I have to rewatch the whole series again, which I'm not complaining about. I loved it. Yeah, God, it was a good episode though when he went crazy.
And then apart from that, the other thing I did was I watched the movie Arrival, which I like Denis Villeneuve's, I can never pronounce his last name right, movies like Blade Runner 2049, Sicario, stuff like that. Like good movies. Like his stuff is really solid. But Arrival, fantastic. Like that was really good. And I hadn't seen that. So I was happy to watch that. And if anybody else has notes on that, feel free to share. Other than that, that's my weekend.
Nice.
Thank you for asking.
Speaking of movies though, there is nothing out right now.
No, there's not.
Nothing like that super.
Everything Everywhere All at Once swept though.
Yeah, it did. It was great. We watched the Oscars too. It was great to see all
But I mean, I'm talking movies out in the theater right now
No, there's
because
not.
I don't know what G. Davis's take on is on Ant-Man, Quantumania, but I haven't seen it, and I don't really know if which sucks. I'm a Marvel guy, so I just go.
But even Marvel people that I've seen online are saying
I don't know
it's not.
I don't know if that's something I want to
their
do.
favorite by
Right?
any means.
Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out. Definitely going to go see that. But like this Ant-Man, I don't know. I don't know what to do about that.
Womp.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. An Avatar.
Force induction. You
No
know how I
thanks.
feel about that.
No, that was it was great. I loved seeing that everything everywhere all at once won, and then I was excited to see how much All Quiet on the Western Front won.
They won a
I don't know
lot.
if you guys watched that.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
that's a good one too.
Levi, what's that
Heavy.
movie that's coming out that we want to see that you showed me the other day?
Sisu.
Sisu looks
Sisu.
awesome.
Good
Yes.
God, I don't know when it doesn't say when it's coming out.
SISU.
No,
It
not a
just
good one.
it like the way they described it is like kind of Tarantino-esque, but not entirely. Like it's just the
It looks-
vibe looks
yeah.
like
Good.
a fun movie.
That looks awesome.
It looks fun and gory and kind of funny.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, so Joey says, I'm too invested in Marvel, so I have to see Ant-Man for the bigger MCU picture. I know, but you haven't yet, Joey. That's what I want to point out. And you know what? You don't have kids, and so you could go right now if you wanted to and go see that movie, but you haven't wanted to see it, which makes me wonder, is this a flop?
Yeah.
Is it a flop because is it a time situation? No, because if real fans wanted to go see it, they would see it.
Yeah,
but
G
I don't
says
think they
Ant-Man
want
was
to
no
see it.
bueno.
yeah. See, even
So
he's
there
saying
you
it.
go.
Yeah. I've not heard good things.
We all know the Kinder Bueno is the best thing to eat.
So he's too lazy to theater it up.
And if you want to see a movie that's good with Jonathan Majors in it, watch Devotion instead. That's a good movie.
Interesting. Levi,
Yeah.
how'd your weekend look?
Pretty simple, pretty light.
Light.
Yeah,
Lightweight.
I had a truck to detail.
Okay.
So Friday night started off Hadley's choir concert. But prior to that, I was on the phone. I had to make my every 90 days, I have to make a durable goods diabetic order, right?
Okay.
For Augie's pump and his pump supplies and his CGM supplies. And we go through a company called Byram Healthcare. Notoriously awful company. But they're one of the only few that allow a payment plan. The goods are very expensive, and every 3 months when we have to order them, it's a lot of money up front. So the payment plan helps out. So I made my call. Hey, guys, just doing a reorder. Levi Gates for August Gates, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Gates, not a problem. So I'm on hold with them for 15 minutes before I get somebody.
Okay.
While I'm on the phone, while they're looking us up, it hangs up on me. Oh. So I call back. 20 minutes later, I get a person. Give them my spiel again. Okay, Mr. Gates, not a problem. Oh, there's a note on your account. We no longer accept your insurance. I beg your pardon. When did that happen? That took place January 1st of this year.
2023, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Why wasn't I notified of that? Oh, your order was on the 30th of December or whatever. And I said, or the 28th or whatever.
So it was
and I
legit
said,
when it was placed.
awesome. That's good to know.
But there's other places other than Byram, right? There's like a whole like mall of people that offer these services.
Sure. So
Right? Oh.
I said, okay. And they go, please call your insurance and they'll tell you who to call.
Yeah.
So I call my insurance company. I'm on the hold with them for about 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes total call. So now I'm almost an hour into this phone call and I haven't even gotten anybody yet. I get a hold of the insurance. The insurance gives me 5 companies. And they are just as like, I guess you could call these companies. So I go down this list. Mm-hmm. The first 3 don't even sell those items that I need. The 4th one goes, yeah, we sell that stuff. But we don't take payment plans. So you got to pay cash up front.
It's a lot of money.
And I said, okay.
My son's dying.
These are pills.
Yeah.
These are things for my son to live his life.
Did you say that? You should.
Yeah, he's 8 years old.
You need to be throwing that
I
out
do.
there.
I'm
constantly.
Oh, these people are like trained.
I dropped
They're
the
not
guilt.
phased though.
But anyway, the lady was super nice. She was like, I'm really sorry. I was like, I'm up against the gun here.
Yeah.
I'm placing this order because I have 10 days left until his sensor expires. And that's normally when I'm supposed to place this order because it takes 10 days for them to get everything. And she goes, yeah, I'll try. And then I finished my Friday call with getting signed up. And she goes, all right, it's going to take 3 days for us to approve it. It's going to take 5 days to ship it and then or get it ready for shipping. And then it should be overnighted and you should have it. And I'm like, please, please, please. So, and then she goes, and it looks like your cost is going to be about $500. And I said, okay, well, we'll hope. So Friday started that way. Friday evening, weekend started going, holy crap, that is an unknown that I hate having to deal with. And it's the stress of that I hate having to handle.
This is your weekly reminder that in any other developed country, this is not a conversation you would have to have.
No.
Well,
exactly.
in Canada, you would definitely have to have this conversation.
I would have that conversation, but I would get it for free.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's true.
Or at a discounted rate.
They'd probably give you a thing of
Extremely
maple
discounted.
syrup as well.
Probably.
They'd be like, here is some syrup and your pump
Yeah,
and your
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
That's going to cost you a syrup tax.
Right.
But other than that, you're
So,
good, man.
Finally got
To not have to have that conversation or deal with that BS.
Yeah. So
amazing.
Play hockey outside.
super fun. Anyway, super fun to start the weekend that way. Then headed over. Hadley had her choir concert. Watched that Friday night with my parents, Carly and the kids, and then we went and got Dairy Queen afterwards. This weekend,
Okay, I'll give you some information too.
this weekend was the Boise Roadster show.
Yeah.
Yes, it
I did
was.
not go.
Oh, me
Oh,
either.
you didn't?
No. My dad offered. He's like, "You want to go?" I said, "I got a car. I got a
figured you
detail."
had.
And he's like, "If you want to go with me, I'm going at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning with my car club and blah blah blah." And I said, "Nah, I think I'm going to work on my car. I'm going to work on a car."
Sure.
Truck showed up that night, Friday night. Chevy pickup, 2010 Chevy pickup, crew cab, short box.
Yeah.
Truck I've detailed before. Brandon Barchi's father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
It's his truck. So
Gotcha.
he dropped it off, and he's getting ready to sell it. So he's like, "I just need you to go through the truck." Thankfully, it wasn't that bad. So spent Saturday morning getting the interior cleaned, and then spent Sunday polishing it up and getting it done. So, total time in the truck, maybe 5 hours.
Okay.
Not too shabby, not too bad, easy detail. I also ordered a rowing machine this weekend.
Ooh, you did tell me about
It
that.
arrives tomorrow.
Oh my God.
You got
I'm
a
very
theme song for
I'm
it
very
already.
excited. I played Dane, one of my songs that I'm going to be rowing to in the truck yesterday.
He's going to be rolling pretty fast.
And I'm now looking at how much cardboard I need to build a false front
Ship.
of a long ship for the front of my rowing machine.
Yeah.
Just to add a little, ambience.
Oh, Augie would definitely help you
So
with that.
I think you gotta get the fan going. You gotta get somebody spritzing some water.
Right.
Right.
Well,
in
you
front
can
of the
buy a
fan.
bucket with a bucket with a
Sea
fan
spray.
that'll mist
yeah.
for you at Home Depot.
He'll blow it
'Cause
through the back of the
Because
fan.
what you need is you need to be able to fill the sea spray. You can add some salt to the water just to make it feel.
I don't
a
need
little
it
bit
too
more.
salty, but yeah.
That burns.
Yeah, it's just I want you to really experience what that was like as a Norseman, just really rowing.
The kids grab ice melt and start crackling it into the water and spraying it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That'd be great.
I mean it's a full on ordeal, and the thing is too, you already have some tattoos. May not hurt to have the guy behind you rowing, right? Basically, pin needle some new tattoos onto you just to
An
make
extra rower.
Yeah.
make it very authentic.
I have to buy 2 rowers then. I bought one.
Yes, you would
But,
have to do that.
Teamwork.
That could be pretty nice. So build a large rowing vessel. You guys could come over the MOSHQ. We could knock out a couple leagues
Yeah,
out of that.
We
Some
could.
rowing.
We just will have to make some chants that we're yelling and screaming, like what's going on in that garage right there, and it's just us rowing in this cardboard long ship.
Bro!
Yeah.
Just
Just be a good time. Just in there. Just going. Neighbors walking by with their dogs.
what
and
kind
it's just
of
Wardruna's
what kind
playing.
of Norse snacks could I have with me while we're rowing?
Jerky.
Oh,
I
dry
would
meat.
expect you
Lots
to
of
have
dried
a bunch
meats.
of little
Lots of
fish
dry
or
meats.
something.
That's true. I would actually probably love that. Yeah.
That'd be a good time. I'm excited for this new future
Yeah.
in which I am a rowist.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
You're going to need to hire like a throat singer.
rowing
to
enthusiast?
sing in the background.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
What if I created a whole new YouTube channel and just me rowing?
I think what you need is one of those horns.
Oh, yeller horn.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just have that to where when you're
Start the
riding,
row.
Yeah, start the row.
You
And
could have
then
your kids do that part.
just go. Yeah, Augie, just
Yeah.
do that. And I could even roll in my anvil and have Augie just hold time.
Ting!
Just hammer. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
there
would
we
like
go.
that. He'd
Cool.
probably enjoy that too.
That's true.
Anyway, I'm excited to create this new ambiance and also help with my stress.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would.
That would
help
be
with
good.
your stress.
Just bring those
I
levels
think
down.
get a couple of ravens inside there, get them kind of doing their thing. Get some wolves howling in the distance.
Yeah.
And
gonna be
then
great.
I'd probably get some I envision trees and pine scented things.
Okay.
So I think you do need to get some scents.
Well, I have a
going.
large pine tree right next door to my garage, so
probably
maybe direct some of the boughs into
Crack
the
that,
garage.
and then what kind
break a
of wood
window.
would they make a long ship out of?
Just wood.
Probably get
Tree
some
wood.
wood scent inside there as well. So when you're rowing, it feels like you're on the ship.
Well, if he's seafaring enough, we can call him the master of brine.
It's got some wood grain
Yeah.
on it
Yeah.
on the rowing machine, which I'm very excited about. Looks like a sticker. I did showed him. I was like, look at this wood grain. And
Oh,
the
my
Probably
detail.
is literally a sticker. But it's okay. The whole thing's gonna be a facade.
Just
It's
get
fine.
Fancy to wrap the cardboard facade, and then it looks
No,
like
I'm
it's
just
made
gonna
of
make
wood.
it out of cardboard and I'll
Oh,
draw
okay.
it to make it look like wood.
Yeah,
I'll use my
yeah.
artistic skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
To make it look like
I hear
that. But
you.
it's going to be funny when the neighbors walk by and go, "Hey, is that a ship in your garage?" And I'm just in.
You're just preparing.
So what you've done is you've replaced the rowing thing with actual 2 paddles, but it's like you're yanking like this. So it's an isolated technique
Yeah.
for both arms instead of being, through one chain. It's It's 2 chains.
Yeah.
2 chains. ooh. Kiddie pool on each side that the oars go down into.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can
Add
create
to
your
the
own,
effect.
splash.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get this whole thing. I'm also excited to bring, Scurvy after rowing.
Oh, God.
Anthony yelling stroke at another man.
It's
This
true.
will be great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So
Very good.
it'll be fun. But that was my weekend. Pretty simple,
Nice.
pretty light.
All right.
Yeah, I went for a walk with Watson because it was nice out. It was warm.
It was very mild, yeah.
Oh man! So my weekend, I'll try to make this somewhat quick, but there was some interesting things that happened. So Friday night, for the most part, I think I honestly spent most of that night starting to work on some computer projects.
Yeah.
Using my Mac Studio.
Ooh.
Nice.
God, that is such a beast. I love that computer.
That's a great
If you're looking for a computer that literally does it all and crushes it in the creative field of music production and or video editing, look no further.
So are you doing some rag company videos when you're video editing at home?
Always. Just
Oh,
those.
that's nice. Didn't know.
Private videos.
That's not true.
Just for myself to watch. And so I did that, but then I also been throwing down on my Hogwarts Legacy, right? Because I'm a spellcaster. I
Is
am
that what you're
a
using the Mac
wizard.
Studios for?
No, I have both now a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox.
Freaking high roller over here. Jeez.
I'm living my childhood
Wow.
dream by having
Wow.
not 1 but 2 consoles. So no, I've been playing the
It's nice.
Hogwarts Legacy
I have
on
no
this,
consoles.
on this PlayStation,
Sounds like
right?
you should share.
Casting spells, right? Doing things that maybe I shouldn't, right? Riding around on a broom. I will say, in all seriousness, I'm not a Harry Potter person. I'm just I've read the books.
The
when I
man
You
who
seem
wanted to
to
eat
love
chocolate
this
frogs on the
Yeah.
trains in
listen,
London.
That's right, yeah.
Listen to me.
And was asking me when are we going to King's Cross so I can get a
platform-
picture of myself
Yes,
in front of
yeah.
platform 9 3/4.
Yeah.
So let me just explain.
Not
this.
a Harry Potter
Okay.
enthusiast.
I read the
Not at
books
all.
when I was a kid,
Okay.
up to the 4th one. I watched the first several movies, but I have not seen the last 3 movies. I didn't read the last 3 books. I kind of lost interest.
What's
when
wrong with you? Why
Things,
didn't you?
things got too crazy, Levi, in the Harry
your
Potter
life?
series. I mean, it just became unrealistic. Like I'm like this. I'm like
A story about wizards and witches.
book
It
5.
became unrealistic.
By the time book
With
5
talking
came around,
hats and
it
giant
was-
beasts and all this stuff. It's a little
I really lost
unrealistic
it
for
after
me.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
I'm like
They're yelling in the other room because of this.
Listen,
so
listen.
dumb.
I
got
wish,
unrealistic.
I wish they kept it just a little more grounded. Is what I'm trying to say, right? I mean, like the start was
Really?
very wholesome, and then it just got crazy. And
Yeah,
so,
okay, yeah.
Anyway, so with that said, was never a huge Harry Potter guy. My wife loves Harry Potter.
I'm thinking of all the times we're walking around London.
I know. He brings it up more than
When
anybody
are we going to get to
else.
Diagon Alley?
Ron, that couldn't be more true, right?
God.
Because the thing is, I had other interests around that time of my life.
Yeah, Ron's
Oh,
about
man.
right there.
So,
Yeah.
But with that said, I've been playing this game. My wife's really still into it, so it's really fun. I give her updates on my stuff, and I go, hey, check out what I'm doing right now in the game, right?
Right.
I just got this spell and this spell, and she's like, that's pretty cool. And I
Why
go,
don't you just go watch all the movies? They're on HBO Max.
They're available.
because
You can just watch them. Start a weekend. Just start watching every night. Watch a movie. Start
like
over.
I said, I felt like
Make your way to the end.
The movies lost their grounding. I feel like I'm just gonna watch it and just think that's not real, and that's not real, and so I don't know. It's one of those things. So
Your
the
wife
game,
would probably love
the
you
game does
to be
feel
able to
more
watch
grounded
those with you.
So I've been playing that, been absolutely loving it, and it's funny because getting everybody updates here in the office. Been trying to
You got butterbeer on your bachelor party was a Harry Potter themed
I
bachelor
feel
party
like he's
at
just-
the World of Wizardry.
He's
that
just
is
a
true.
closeted
We did
Harry
do
Potter
that.
fan. It just, every time he'll do this stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
He
I
doesn't
forgot.
really want to bring it up, but he's totally
You
into
did
it.
that on your bachelor.
God.
You and a bunch of bros
We don't do that.
went to the wonderful world of Harry Potter
Yeah.
and drank butterbeers.
I don't
That
know about
was
you, but
my
that's nowhere
idea.
near the top of my list. Like,
I'm not
what?
a big Harry Potter fan.
That was true. We drank the butterbeer and ate a platter of pineapple and got
my God.
super sick.
That
And
was
so
one hell of a combo.
That is hilarious. I guess that does mean I kind of like it. So anyway, we're trying to get Dane to play it because Dane's like, I'm not a Harry Potter guy. I say neither was I.
I read all of the books when I was a kid. I read all of them. I watched half of the movies, but I didn't really. I was never super into it. It was more like, oh, other people want to go watch it. I guess I'll watch it with them. But like the books, I did enjoy as a kid.
I'm telling you, Dane, the game is fantastic. So I played a little bit of that, got a little further. We've been updating everybody in the office on how far we are, what we're doing in the game.
I just can't bring myself to care about the game.
So then on Saturday, right? Saturday, I actually knocked out a couple different things. And so woke up in the morning, my wife had to go knock out a couple errands. She came back, then I got to go do my stuff and took the Evo for a drive for the first time in about almost like 2 months, man. It's been a long time. I felt really bad.
The fluids just turned crystallized, turned into dust.
Everything's fine. However, I will say, though, that it kind of dawned on me that it's been about 8-9 years on that current timing belt that I'm on right now. It's only got 20,000 miles on it, and it's been stored in a temperature-controlled garage. But it's one of those things that you kind of want to be like, is it worth running it for longer and longer and longer? Maybe for it to potentially snap because it's an interference motor. If that snaps, probably going to have a bad time. So I drove it around. I go, it still runs great. Everything's good. But I go, I probably should get something scheduled. So I'm right now working with this guy I know who's probably going to knock out the job for me here like next month. It's just one of those very big jobs where I have to literally say, hey, I'm crazier than I was before when I was younger, right? And he'll be like, oh, yeah, I know you've always been kind of meticulous. And I go,
it's worse now.
I go, it's a problem now. Like, it's a disorder. So I have to get that going. And then after I did that, then that's when I actually took the RSX out and I went and ripped on some back roads there and had a pretty good time on the suspension setup. The car's handling great. The tires, the wheels, everything feels awesome. But went and ripped hidden springs, right?
Yeah.
Or the whatever you want to call that. Old Cartwright Road.
I feel like there's a little too much presence on those roads now. It's a little tough to get away with a little bit.
Yes and no. It's where Sydney lives. It's by Sydney's neighborhood, but I went and got on it pretty good and had a good time doing that. And then after that, that's when things got a little bit more interesting, right?
Oh.
So I came home, and here's the whole ordeal. My wife's mom, my mother-in-law, and my ex-father-in-law from the South with no legs.
Except he's not.
He's from Southern California.
Southern California, and all these other things, right? Obviously, they're splitting, right?
Anthony, I don't know if you know this, but I am from
San Diego, California.
San Diego.
He developed the accent out of nowhere. It just sort of started happening.
I don't even know if it's San Diego. I think it was like Lancaster or some crap like that.
From Bakersfield.
Anyway, so
California.
It's not how they talk.
What I'm trying to say is that chapter of that side of my family's life, my in-laws' family's life is ending, right?
Yeah. Right.
What ended up happening was I started splitting things. My mother-in-law got what I was hoping she was going to get in this whole process, which is a 1994 Mazda Miata, an NA Mazda Miata, right?
The good ones.
And so she got this thing that I detailed. Like I was probably on a podcast like 4 or 5 years ago where I said I went and did detail this car for my mother-in-law, and it was in good shape. It was an ex-autocross car, but the paint was still in great shape. The interior is in good shape. It's on wheels, coilovers, all sorts of fun stuff. And I basically was like, hey, if you ever get that car, this was years ago, like, let me know. I want it, right? Or if he dies, let me know. I want that car.
That was your first experience driving a Miata, right?
Well, now it was my first experience driving a Miata, and I loved it. I thought it was freaking awesome, right?
It is.
That time has come, right, to where the Miata is ready to go to somebody. It needs to go to somebody. Mm-hmm. And so she said, hey, I really want to get this thing sold. I am right now in the place I'm at in my life with the vehicles that I have. It's just not possible.
Right.
Not possible without a divorce.
Yeah.
From me and my wife, and that's not going to happen. So I can't buy this car, unfortunately, but I went to go look at it on Saturday. We went over there and checked it out. Basically, it went from being in storage to sitting outside, to being in storage to sitting outside, to being in storage to sitting underneath a tree, to being in storage to sitting underneath a fifth wheel, right? So I went to go look at it, and I go, oh, my work. My work.
A little rougher.
So dirty, right? So this Miata is absolutely filthy. It's got pine needles inside from the doors being open. They're working on them. And the paint is, it's still clear coat's still there, surprisingly. Just needs to be probably polished up again. Everything can come back, right? It's got 151,000 miles on it. I believe it's the 1.8 liter. I think it has the torsion diff on it.
It's a 94. It has the 1.8.
And it's honestly a nice little car. I can't do anything with it. So it needs a new clutch slave cylinder, which is being put in. We were going to go pick it up last night, but it didn't work out. So Saturday we went to go see it. My wife's mom was like, all right, I need to probably get this much out of it. And I go, yeah, I know, but I think that realistically I need to detail this first, right? Because it's hard to kind of see how good a condition it is until it gets detailed. So I talked Katie into it. I said, hey, could I bring the Miata here for
detail it.
a week and just let me have my way at it, right? Let me do some stuff.
Have my way with it.
And then I will help your mom sell it. Yeah. And she goes, yeah, I think that's a great idea. So that's kind of the plan right now, is to clean this car up. And here's what my goal. Don't fall in love with it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Good luck.
I can't.
Well, you're gonna have some nights alone with it. It's just gonna be you in the car in the garage.
Well, yeah. Usually it's after 9 o'clock, right? That's some me time right there. Right, and what's gonna happen is I go into my garage and there's this
cute little number.
There's this cute little number with her top off.
Yeah.
What am I gonna? What do I do? Right.
Uh-huh.
So
100%. I get it.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what happens. I am gonna clean it up. I might take some pictures, maybe some videos, some moving pictures of me doing it.
Stuff between the two of you.
Potentially,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And so we might do something. Might film a movie
just in case.
In case, right? In case anybody.
Things,
But some of the times those videos get leaked online, right? And then people might be able to watch it, right? So that's my plan for that. Okay. I think that's a plan, but I got to get it to my house first.
Yeah.
And then I need to inspect it. I need to see how the fluids look, how the tires look, how does everything look? Is it safe? Is everything good? And then I'll address things from there.
Okay.
So on Sunday,
Alex.
That is very true. Very specific too.
This thing will be hanging on the wall in the office too.
Yep.
And potentially edit those in my Mac Studio there, Joey. Yes, thank you.
Great for home movies.
So anyway, so that's kind of my
those.
plan. I'm going to probably try to pick that up. I think that you guys, maybe I'll post some photos and pictures and things like that in the podcast group so you can see what it looks like. But honestly, I've always
been a Miata enthusiast. I've loved Miatas.
Well,
I've owned several Miatas.
Do you want to know what my goal was though? My goal was
I bought a Miata just to learn mechanics.
Own that car someday,
How to work on
so
cars.
I could have the story behind it because that car has quite the story behind it.
It is a great story.
It's a ridiculous
It's a ridiculous story. I can't even tell you guys.
No,
the full
it
story
can't be shared on the main
thing
channel.
is because I'm at this point in my life where I have too many vehicles and I don't have room for a Miata. I said in my head, I want it to go to somebody that would love it as much as I would, but would do it right, who would take care of it, and would truly love being the owner of this vehicle.
Right.
And two people came to mind.
Myself, one of them.
Sure.
Not necessarily you, but one of those being Mr. Dane Hennon.
My middle name is Miata.
The man of rotating vehicles, right? But I told him this is a non-rotatable vehicle.
Right. You can't sell this.
No, the story's too good.
I said the story's too good, right? Mm-hmm. There is still, guys, there's bumper stickers on that car. I don't think I can say what was on the car because I think it is offensive.
That's part of the good story.
That's part of like the lore and the funniness behind this vehicle.
Yeah.
But like, there's some certain things. So I would love for it to go to Dane.
Yeah.
If Dane was able to,
I think
if we were able to,
be a great little car.
Price
be a great
agreement.
little car to go sit in that new Ghost garage. That
the
he's
thing
building.
is I would tell Dane I'd actually make a rule book in the car. I'd say no barbecue sauce,
Right.
no fries, no nothing.
No finger
because
steaks.
The goal would eventually be like, okay, if Dane does get sick of it as he does a car every
go
2
right
years,
back to him.
He hates
right?
cars.
And maybe
I say,
then he'll be rid of his red
He
safe
truly
and he
hates
needs
cars
some
because he
space.
can't fall in love with the car for a long period of time.
Dane's gonna
He's like the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Dane's gonna paint the tires on the damn car, and he's gonna paint the calipers.
You're trying $25 now. Sorry,
track
fine.
paint. And then he's
Gotta get a
like,
new one.
do you want it back? And you go, it's not pure anymore. And
Yeah.
I say, no, I don't want it
He's
back.
like, well, I touched up.
So-
some
All I'm
spots.
saying is that $1,200 Miata I picked up and treated with love and care, and truly, like, I sold it right before they suddenly became valuable.
Yeah.
I regret selling that. I don't regret selling many of my cars because I had the experience. I was happy and I was
My
ready to
favorite
move
was
on.
that you
But
sold
that
it.
car. Oof.
You sold it and then they put it back up for sale like a year later for like 10 times what you sold it for.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous.
So I would love for it to go to Dane if he can make it work. I would love for it to go to Jimmy if Jimmy can make it work.
Yeah.
But between the two, I
Also a
think what
great
needs to
Miata
happen
enthusiast.
is I'm going to get in there. I'm going to do some restoration.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some cleaning. I'm going to do a little bit of everything.
I want you
and
to buy it.
I want that to be pretty freaking awesome. Now, with that said, that's one thing I planned. And then on Sunday, so it was actually a pretty chill day because it was raining and all sorts of stuff. But a couple cool things. First and foremost, went to Dave's Hot Chicken. Got myself some Dave's Hot Chicken.
Yeah.
Died and gone to heaven.
Yeah.
You do know it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I got Dave's Hot Chicken.
Saturday and Sunday.
I said, hey, no, just Sunday.
Yo,
I
my
said-
cousin's the manager
and
at Dave's
this,
Hot Chicken.
this is a secret
We knew
here.
that.
I said, hey, Katie, what do you want to bet that I can go get Dane to buy Dave's Hot Chicken today?
Yeah.
And
That's always like the best.
And she goes, what do you mean you're gonna get Dane? I said,
Just watch.
I said,
watch.
I told Dane last
I
week
held
that
out.
on
Yeah.
Sunday that he'll go and get Dave's Hot Chicken.
Yeah.
I already planted that seed.
Yeah.
And then I said, I just got
You guys
it.
didn't know this is something we actually work on.
So he
and
was
we've-
delivering.
we've
I
actually-
could feel the gears turning.
No, we've actually cast these spells in hopes that they work, and they
sometimes
do,
they do.
and
It's
it's
amazing.
wild when he gets to spend
And
money.
he said Harry Potter wasn't grounded enough.
So-
You're casting spells.
"Oh, he's
Come on.
he's totally casting spells on you."
Yeah.
So I sent a photo of like my chicken sandwich to Dane and the whole group, and I said, Dave's right
Yeah, you
now.
said it's that kind of a day, bussin'.
Whoever's cooking it today, this chicken is turning out perfect, right?
Yeah.
So I sent the photo. I said, hey, I just had this Dave's Hot Chicken. I feel great. I feel awesome. It's so good. And then it was literally just hours later. I think 2 hours later, Dane sends a photo. He's at Dave's Hot Chicken.
Yeah.
I go, success, right?
I laughed out loud when I saw that in the group text.
So last thing, I think I'm 90% sure.
You're getting a hotel room for
No.
TRC SEMA.
Whoa.
My backyard storage shed is happening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice. Okay.
And this is going to be
So-
great because not only are you going to build an attic up there and get Grant's family to move out of the house into this new
Potentially.
space.
It's a
gonna be
vacation home is
yeah,
what that
exactly.
one is.
It's going to be great.
So,
to have them up there. But it's going to bring they're going to be the insulation.
Yeah. So here's kind of what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
We're wanting to redo our backyard, and pretty much the whole thing needs to be redone. But the thing is we're going to have to go with a storage shed first and foremost. We talked about the planning, which the process has to happen. Storage shed has to happen first. We need to get the big object in there so then we can work around it.
Right.
Not work around it and then put a big object somewhere
Right.
within
Damage
it, and
everything.
then make
They've got
everything
to
work.
come in there and
Yeah.
tear up the grass and all the stuff
So-
that's gone in.
The size of the storage
curbing.
shed that I'm thinking of, we're doing a 10 by 12.
Yeah.
And
120 square feet. Very nice.
so, yep, 10 by 12. So it's going to be decent size. And then we're also going to be doing an 11.5-foot peak on there, right? So the ceiling itself is going to get pretty tall inside there.
Nice.
So we talked it out. So this is how we want it to look. We designed it, store more sheds. Now, this is going to get a little pricey, but I'm thinking
Cost of a
I'm
Miata.
thinking this is the instead of me paying for storage down the road if I had to get a storage
Right,
unit,
exactly. That's what it
and
is.
this is also going to free up space and just make life better. This is what I got to do, right? Wesley, for your question there, sheds right now they can be in the 2,500s for like a built shed right there on the spot. It can be started at low, which was 2,500. It can go as high as $8,000. I mean, it depends on how crazy you want to go,
Oh,
how
it can
big
go
you want to
higher.
go, and it can go higher than that as well. It's just for what's realistic in a backyard. So we don't have our set budget yet, but we know it'll probably be more than 3. But what's kind of cool is that they offer, you could do financing through them. You can do like payment plans if you want to go through them. You can pay in cash if you want to do that. So we're going to figure out a way to make all this work because that's just one piece of the puzzle is the storage shed. We have to get that figured out. We're going to get the ground leveled, packed down, ready to rock and roll, submit it to the HOA, say this is what we're doing, get that signed off, and then bam, call it up, have them come out. And they basically have the pre-built panels. I believe that
they just put it all up together.
They build them here in Boise. They put your windows in. They do everything that they need to do, and then they put it on a truck, and then they bring it in,
flat packed.
and then it's flat packed. So they're not building it and sliding it in. I guess you could say. So what they're going to do, they're going to build it. I'm super pumped about that. But then we're also going to be extending our patio by another 10 by 20 of concrete. So we're going to be doing a patio extension, which is going to create a great place for my trashy inflatable pool that goes in the middle of the yard.
It'll be proper level.
Because then it'll be, not only will it be properly level, right, but it'll be properly visible this time.
Right.
So people can see.
People know the kind of jams that are going to be happening.
That guy's got a pool right there, right?
That guy knows how to party.
That concrete, right, costs quite a bit. That pool costs $100, and we go, well, that's how we roll, right?
Exactly.
So we're gonna do that. We got to do new sod. We got to do new sprinklers. So the backyard's gonna be a big
summer project,
big project to take on for spring, because we have to get to it before summer because it gets busy. So I'm really excited about that. So basically, what I get out of this whole ordeal, I get a storage shed. I get a place for my lawnmower. I get a place for all of my garage racking that goes from my garage into there. It's going to make things pure and clean, and it's going to give us more space to party. So maybe I was thinking, if there's space in there during the wintertime,
build a bar.
Maybe I want to throw a bar in there, right?
Yeah.
Or
I want to get the boys, right? I can't throw me. Oh, technically,
it's small.
You could fit 10 by 12.
3 bikes gone? There's room for a Miata.
No, I do think that one of the motorcycles will probably go, maybe go in the shed during the wintertime. Things like that to free things up when I don't necessarily use them.
Will it have a marmot door?
So we'll not have a marmot door. We'll have a sliding window or a up and down window with a screen on it to let some fresh draft in.
Yeah.
It's going to have 2 vents at the top
and to be able to
airflow.
Pass tacos through.
And the doors are actually very nice. They have windows in the doors, but they're like a vinyl, they're like a home door.
Yeah.
Right, 2 home doors that open up. So I am thrilled. It's going to solve so many of my problems, and I can't believe that my wife is saying, yes, let's do it. I go.
Look at get force in the mouth.
She told me, she said shed's not happening this year, and now she's like, shed's happening this year. I go,
huzzah!
Woo!
There you go. All right, Dane, take us home.
Nice way to end it. All right, so obviously, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for listening, gals, guys, everybody. Before we go, one quick note: we have a live stream happening tomorrow. I want to throw that out there. There will be a fun,
come watch us,
possibly St. Patrick's Eve themed kind of thing going on. So if you want to watch a live wash, then come hang out with us over at the Rag Company YouTube channel. Not this podcast channel, but our main channel. And look forward to that. So if you're not already subscribed there, make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when that goes live. And we'll see you guys then.
Alex, I can't wait for the NACA ducts that Anthony's going to be installing in his shed too.
Oh, imagine that. Fast moving thing. Other than that, of course, you can look forward to seeing us right back here again on Q&A Thursday, this Thursday at 2 p.m. MST. So look forward to seeing you either one. Have a great one, guys.
See ya.